This is called The Day I Met Steve Baker. So about 10 years ago, I got a letter from the Adam Smith Institute inviting me and my students to a conference in London. Came out of the blue, and I know quite a lot of economics teachers, and no one else that I knew got an invite. And when I turned up to the conference, there was only about 5 or 6 other teachers there, along with their students, so about 200 people in total. Anyway, Steve gave his lecture, and it was quite interesting. He's an Austrian school economist, or self-proclaimed. So at the end, I went and had a chat with him about what he thought of the current UK government's policy. Anyway, he greeted me by name, and that really freaked me out because I'd never met the bloke before. And then also, I wasn't wearing any of those stupid name tags because I don't do any of that nonsense. So that kind of begs 2 questions, isn't it? Like, how did he recognise me, and like, how did he know my name? I can only think that certain people were watching and reading what I was writing on Twitter, hence the invite, and other people weren't getting invited. And then also, I didn't have my photo up on Twitter, so I really don't know how they managed to recognise my face, which was quite, I'll be honest, quite off-putting, And I asked him, like, I've never met you before. How do you know me? And he said, oh, well, you've been along to some other events. I said, no, I haven't. I'm quite autistic like that, in terms of just telling the truth. So what's the moral of the story? I think, I don't know who, but maybe somebody at the Adam Smith Institute, maybe Steve Baker himself, probably more likely somebody within the British government is monitoring what people write on social media, maybe even telephone calls without being so paranoid. It's so easy. Edward Snowden has been very good on that, detailing how just even routine conversations are recorded and algorithms are used to pick out interesting things that people might say that then might put that person on a watch list. So from that point on, I'm really sorry, Steve, but I don't really sort of have a lot of trust in Steve. Maybe they were trying to recruit me for something. I remember playing cricket with a guy, actually, a Pakistani guy, and he told me that he once got approached by security services asking him to take part in an exercise. And bearing in mind what happened in 7/7, he turned them down. Anyway, that's it's a bit of a spooky story. Don't really trust Steve. Nothing personal, Steve, but I just don't. And that's the day that I met Steve Baker.